today, 8-6, and that was the third game of a three-game set. They went 1 out of 3 out of those 3 games in Detroit against Oakland. It was a pretty good series. I was not able to do pre-games or post-games for any of them because I did not have Wi-Fi in the new place I moved in, so I could not do them. But I was able to watch today's. I was actually at today's game, so that kind of sucked because it was a pretty bad game to watch, to be honest. But anyway, so let's go over all the other stuff for today's game. So let's go over the box score. Badu had a solo or a two-run homer, excuse me, and a walk. Scope 0 for 2. He got subbed out. I believe it was the fifth inning. I felt like we kind of gave up, so that kind of sucked to see Scope come out. He moved Castro over to first and subbed in Zach Short. So maybe if Scope was playing those last two at bats, we would have completed the comeback fully. But Zach Short did get a hit, so you never know. But Derek Hill had a pinch hit. He struck out on a slider from Romo. Grossman had a hit and a walk, scored a run. Candelario had a 3-run homer and a single. Haas had a single, 1 for 5. Castro with a 400, I think it was 447 feet to dead center in the bushes. So that was really cool to see power from Castro today. Hope that stays. Goodrum, I thought he was going to have a big game today. He was one of my players to look for that I wrote in my notes. And just a walk, so that was a miss. Willie Castro 0 for 4. I'm pretty sure he only scored that run because he got in with a fielder's choice, if I remember correctly. And then Victor Reyes 3 for 4. Great game. I love seeing Victor Reyes. I've been very high on him lately, and like I said last video, I hope he becomes a more potent role in our offense. So we can go over the pitching now. So Matt Manning is something I did want to talk about. Today was one of the worst starts I'd seen from him in a long time. It was like that Indians game where he was giving up just hit after hit after hit. He kept getting the 2 outs, and then he would just screw himself by leaving a pitch dead over. Like that pitch to Canna. It was after the 3-run homer. It was the solo homer to Canna. It was right down the middle. A fastball could not have been placed perfectly. He hit it. He drove it perfectly. And I mean, like, that matters. If we were only down 1 run, or one less run this whole game, we attack the game differently. It's a completely different game. So I know that was just one of the. I know the pitch to Lowry was a good pitch. It was just a really good hit from Lowry, the 3-run home run. He placed it well. It was not Matt's fault, to be honest, but that pitch to Canna right after was a huge mistake pitch that he should not have done, and that made it a 4-run inning instead of a 3-run inning. So it's those mental errors that you can't make, and it shows how young he is, right? That he's able to have a mistake like that and place a pitch right down the middle to the next batter when you get him to 2 strikes as well. Another thing I realized in that first inning was he struck out Josh Harrison. He looked dominant. I thought at the game, I was like, all right, it's going to be a really good start. But the next play, he got Marte to, I think it was a 1-2 count, and then he lost him. He walked him. The final pitch that was the walk was it slipped out of his hands. It was one of the worst 3-2 count pitches I'd ever seen. Like, no one was going to swing at it. And then he got Olsen the ground out to Scope for a pass over to Manning, and Marte was safe at second. And then with Chapman, he went up 0-2 with and then he lost him right after. He let him walk on 4 straight balls, and then of course Lowry hit the 3-run homer. But like, that's not good damage. If you don't have your stuff on a particular day and you're just getting rocked, all right. I mean, it happens. You don't have your stuff every day, but today it was mental errors, and it was walking guys, and it was leading to runs. It was a frustrating watch, like a lot of these games have been lately. And yeah, let's get on to the second inning. So the second inning, once again, Matt gave up a run. I believe it was just the. What was it? Oh, it was the Elvis Andrews got on base, and they got him around. But anyway, Jan Gomes also in the second inning, he had a 2-run double. Grossman, it hit Grossman's glove. I don't know how he didn't come up with it, That was another huge part. 2 outs again. Like, all the damage was done with 2 outs on Matt today. It could have all been prevented, and this could have been a very easy winnable game. But once again, of course, not going to happen. But we'll go into Del Pozo. 2 1/3, 3 hits, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. I don't think his line necessarily depicts how he pitched today. I don't really think he pitched well. He gave up the double to score the 8th run after Matt came out. He did not get us out of the jam, which is what he was made. I mean, his final 2 innings were all right. They were all filled with runners on base, and his pitches looked all right. I'm not impressed with Del Pozo, but I definitely have Jason Foley over him, and he should definitely have an earned run over Matt having 8. Should be 7-1 in my opinion, but I know it's not. But Holland came in and he had a good inning, and then Lane looked amazing. Lane's was the only bright spot today, besides of course Victor Reyes. Lane's pitches were amazing. He was getting swings on some of the weirdest pitch. I don't see guys swing like Tigers pitchers don't have crazy break in their pitches. I haven't seen a pitcher like this in a long time that just gets ridiculous swings and misses on they don't look like competitive pitches, and people are swinging almost every time. So I'm really impressed with Lane, and I hope it becomes a big mainstay in that bullpen. So some things I think we could have done to win today's game was take Matt out in the third. I was at the game. I saw Del Pozo warming up in the third inning before the fourth. So Matt should have been done after 3. He should not have came in for the fourth. I know we still would have lost 7-6. So we only gave up 1 run. But I think that's when momentum, like, it just stalled us because we were just going so slow, and it's just we could not get any traction up because Matt was in there just giving up runs, and we were going down 1, 2, 3. So I think Del Pozo should have came in to start the fourth. Maybe this game would be different. Maybe we would have hit different. I don't know. That's a fix I would have done at least. I just don't think Matt should have been left out there to die as long as he was. And then the next thing I wanted to talk about was the lineup. I don't know why Miggy wasn't playing. Again, he has 2 great swings yesterday. A 2-run homer, a really clutch single to give us an insurance or to tie the game, and then we got an insurance run later. But I mean, he was great yesterday, and he plays the DH. I don't know why he needs a day off. Like, we're traveling to Cincinnati tomorrow. I'm sure it's probably because he's playing the field in Cincinnati tomorrow, but I don't get it. It's a day game today, it's a night game tomorrow. It's pretty much a full day away, and he's not playing the field today. So we could have used his bats for sure, taken either Nico out or Willie out, and then shift the defense to Candy to third, Castro to second, and replace one of them. That's how I would have had the lineup today, or what I would have said earlier. But let's get on to the Cincinnati Reds series that starts tomorrow, and it's a 3-game set all the way up until Sunday, and then we have Pittsburgh next for a 3-game set, and then the Rays. So I will be back for pregame and a postgame for sure tomorrow.